Is my grandpa secretly Commissioner Gordon? What burger of the day do I want to eat today? How does Ben Grimm have children? How is Hope going to get herself out of this one? Let's have a conversation.
Hello, welcome to Conversations with me. Spoiler alert, we're going to talk about spoilers today. So, the spoilers we're talking about are spoilers in general. Now, I am going to talk about Captain America Civil War, both the movie and the comic book. So if you don't want to be spoiled on either of those, even though one's been out for like 10 years and the other one's been out for like 3 or 4 years, don't watch this one. But so a few years ago when Civil War was announced and it hadn't come out yet, there's all sorts of fan theories running around. And I don't remember what the first main topic was, but I was telling someone, hey, spoiler alert, you shouldn't have said that because now you spoiled this movie that's just been out in theaters for like a couple weeks now. And their argument was, well, it's been out for a couple weeks, you've had time to go see it. And my argument was that's not fair, because just because a movie's been in theaters doesn't mean that everyone has access to it. My thought is with movies, you really shouldn't drop these huge spoiler bombs on social media network. It's one thing if I accidentally overhear it, but to make a big post about it, wait until the movie's been available for pretty cheap, like in a red box for at least a month. Then you can say things about it. And maybe a month might be a little overkill, but that's fair. Like back before the internet, there was years in between things coming out before you had to worry about accidentally reading a spoiler somewhere. Well, anyways, so I made a post about my thought on what was going to happen in Civil War, because in the comic book, Captain America dies. So my one friend told me that that was me spoiling the movie for him, because now he's going in expecting him to die. Now I was like, but the movie's not even done filming yet. We have no idea what's going to happen in this movie. For all we know, Captain America doesn't die, and spoiler alert, he doesn't die. The movie's been out for a while, so I'm sure you already knew that. But, and then he said, well, now you just spoiled the comic book for me, though. So I didn't, because he had never read Civil War. Well, the comic book had been out for 8 years at that point. So my thought was, you don't need to give a spoiler alert for something that's been out for 8 years. And he said, well, I don't regularly read comics, so how would I have known that? Well, the story's been used over again. In fact, I learned about it in a video game where it started with the explosion in the one city that caused like the whole thing to happen, and talked about the death of Captain America and stuff at the end. And that's how it worked. And my thought was, they're going to introduce the time stone in this one, because in the comics they brought Cap back to life by having him, he wasn't really shot, he was shot with a time stone infused gun, and it sent him into the future 3 years, so he wasn't dead, he was just set in the comic books. But that's not what they did. They didn't kill him at all. So they didn't really, they make changes from the comic book stories. But so my question for our conversation today is, what do you think about spoilers? How long do you think it's fair to wait before you talk about a big thing? Let's use Darth Vader being Luke Skywalker's father in the original, first 3 movies. Let's say those movies came out today, and we didn't know this, and you go to the theater, it's in theaters today, starting today. Is it appropriate that once opening day is done, it's okay to talk about it? Because not everyone has a chance to go out opening day, but then at the same time, waiting a week is still, even though it's only been in theaters, not everyone has the ability to pay the price of a theater ticket. I mean, I take my nephew and my wife, and it costs us like almost $40, and we even sneak in snacks. I mean, we don't sneak in snacks, no outside food or drink, a wink. But so how long do you think it's appropriate to wait before revealing spoilers? Should you wait until it's been on DVD? and in the red box for at least a couple weeks. That's what I think. Let me know down in the comments. And as always, you don't need to have superpowers to be a hero.